Hey guys, this is Abhishek from GadgetReviews.com, and today we are going to do a hands-on review of the Nexus 7 2013. Here we have the device with us, as you can see, and again the Nexus 7 2013 is definitely looking much better than the Nexus 7 which we have, and I will do a detailed comparison between these two devices once I get this device for review. As of now we are going to do a hands-on, detailed hands-on basically. The weight of the Nexus 7 is around 290 grams, which is again fairly light, and I think it is a little bit lighter than the Nexus 7, the old Nexus 7 as such. The new Nexus 7 is definitely lighter in terms of the overall weight. When it comes to the thickness as well, it is thin. It is only around 8.7 millimeter in terms of the overall thickness, which is again a good thing. At the back side we have a nice matte finish with the rubberized feel to it, and you have the Nexus branding, which is the same style which we have seen on Nexus 5 as well. And we have the ASUS branding over here. The loudspeaker are actually on the curved side on the bottom. We have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. Here we have a SIM card slot over here so that you can insert a SIM card. I'm not sure if this is actually for the SIM card or for the memory card. We will confirm that later on. And then we have the volume rocker. We do have a secondary mic on this device for noise cancellation and video chat. Over here we have the power and sleep key, and again both the volume rocker and power and sleep key are quite nicely accessible, and they can be easily accessed on the edges. We have the camera over here. The camera on this device is a 5 megapixel camera at the back. It has autofocus and geotagging. Touch to focus is also supported, and when it comes to the top, you have the 3.5 audio jack over here. On this side we have nothing, no buttons, so it is kind of a slim profile which we have. On the front, if we take a look, we have a 1.2 megapixel camera at the front. We do have a proximity and ambient light sensors over here, and again when it comes to the display size is 7-inch, and on this 7-inch you get a pixel resolution of 1200 into, so you get a display resolution of 1200 into 1920, which is again a fairly high display resolution on this device, and you get a pixel density of 323 pixels per inch, which is again quite commendable and pretty good. In terms of the pixel clarity, the text is rendered pretty nicely and sharply on this display device. As you can see, there is no problem with the device as far as the resolution is concerned. You won't notice the pixelation either with the camera or with naked eyes basically on this device, even when you take a closer look. It supports 10-point multi-touch, and you have Corning Gorilla Glass protection at the front side, which is again fairly good, so that the display won't get any scratches easily. However, you can easily notice the fingerprints on the display. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but there are some fingerprints on the display which are easily noticeable. When it comes to the edge, you have a nice chrome kind of a grill, which is having a black glossy finish, which is again making this device look good. In terms of the build quality, this is really solid, kind of very good device in terms of the build quality. As far as the other specifications are concerned, if I talk about the internal memory, this one will come in 16GB variant and the 32GB variant, and you will have 2GB of RAM on this device. And again, this device is much more powerful than the older Nexus 7. And if we take a look over the settings, it is running the stock version of Android, and again you will get the latest version of Android on this device as soon as possible. The Nexus 7 has already got the update, the older Nexus 7, the 4 KitKat update, and this one has also got it, but on this version we don't have it, and we have the 4.3.1 as the version of Android which is there on this device. If we take a look over the storage over here, on the storage scenario we have 32GB variant of this device, and out of which around 26.11GB is actually available. When we take a look over the display, under the display we do have support for automatic brightness, and I think we should have. So we have support for automatic brightness because of the sensors over here. The wallpapers are again live wallpapers, static wallpapers supported. You can also make video wallpapers supported on this device, but with the help of third-party application. You do have GPS navigation supported on this device. You can actually go into location settings and turn on the GPS satellite option to use the navigation on this device. When it comes to the tethering options, you do have the option of creating a portable Wi-Fi hotspot with the help of tethering options over here. So you can create a Wi-Fi hotspot to share the 3G internet with this device once you insert a SIM card. And when it comes to the other settings, when we take a look over the Bluetooth Wi-Fi, you do have all these other settings, including the apps. So let me just go into the apps and show you the scenario for the RAM. So on this device we have 2GB of RAM, and right now 462 MB of RAM is being used, whereas 1.13GB RAM is free. So again, this device is going to give you a good performance when it comes to installing heavy applications and games as well. You can actually install it and you can use it with the RAM, which is fairly good amount of RAM is actually free on this device. You get all the standard applications company installed on this device. There are no ASUS specific application which will come pre-installed on this device. So all the Google related application will come pre-installed. You have an app backup and restore, you have a gallery, you have all the Google applications. Apart from that, you also get Google Keep pre-installed. You get some trial version games as well which will come pre-installed on this device, and this is how it will look like. And again, the widgets which are there on this device are kind of stock Android, so there are nothing new widget basically in terms of the functionality you are looking for. Let me just give you an idea about the camera quality as well, and let me just take this photo from the back camera, which is a 5 megapixel camera on this device, and let's see how does this photo actually come out to be. So we are just taking this photo in artificial light in an indoor room, and we have low light scenario over here. And if we take the photo as of now, it does have tap to focus, and the camera UI is again kind of stock Android. And if we take this photo and show you the photo as of now, let me just go to the photo mode, and if we show you the photo, this is the photo which we have just taken, and this photo comes out to be really good in terms of the you can say in terms of the clarity. The overall details which I can see in this photo is quite commendable with this 5 megapixel camera. However, when you zoom in, you will see good amount of greens as well, but again that is pretty okay for a 5 megapixel camera. But when it comes to the colors are not that good. Again, the color saturation or the reproduction of colors is not that good as far as the back camera is concerned, especially in low light. In daylight it should perform good, and we will let you know more once we do the full review of this device. One more thing I would like to highlight here is that you have dual loudspeaker on this device, one at the bottom as you can see over here, and you have a loudspeaker mesh over here. And again, I'm not very sure whether you have loudspeaker over here as well, but it looks like that you have dual loudspeaker on this device, one over here and one over here. From this, we talk about the specifications of the device. You have a quad-core 1.5 GHz carrier processor on this device. You have Snapdragon S4 Pro processor on this device, and you have Android 4.3 out of the box, which is upgradable to KitKat. On this device, you have Adreno 330 as the GPU, 320 basically, 320 as the GPU, and again the device is pretty good in terms of the gaming performance as well. You can actually play heavy graphic intensive games on this device. When it comes to the battery which we have on this device, the battery is non-removable on this device, just like which we have seen on Nexus 7 as well. But the overall battery backup or the rating of the battery is 3950 milliampere. So it is 3950 milliampere battery which you will get with this device. So in terms of the overall performance and the battery and the processor, everything is actually upgraded on this device as compared to the previous Nexus 7. That is why it is called the Nexus 7 2013, and we really like this device. We would like to give a thumbs up to this device in terms of the overall build quality, the overall performance it has, the overall value for money this device actually offers. So even when this device is really highly priced as compared to the old Nexus 7, which is approximately 10,000 rupees, and this one is approximately 19 or 18,000 rupees in the market, this actually lives up to the expectation, and it gives you a better processor, a better hardware, a better display, a better battery, a higher battery, and a better camera as well. And again, you have front camera as well as the back camera on this device, so you have these added advantages on the new Nexus 7. So that's all from us. To let us know if you have any specific question for this device, we would love to help you. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video.